You do not know what you do not know. You do not know what you do not know. K and N came together. You do not know what you do not know. Now, when I put KNOT, that is a word that goes on to Labrador. It goes on to, what do they call it? Maritime law. And the reason it goes on to maritime law, okay, is how can I explain this? How can I explain why it goes on to maritime law? It goes, first of all, you have to understand that the 3 letters of NOT to the 4 letters of KNOT is what in my work flips 180 degrees, where you will go from 248, sorry, from what is the smallest, 2832 on this one, right? Would that be the smallest, 2832? That on this one, you can end up with 1, 2, 3. So when I work, I'm going to work with this one. So the flip side of going to 4 is flipping the dice 180 degrees. 4 balls and 3 strikes. 7 will never happen other than one of the 2 results. And before you get one of the 2 results, you're going to have a full house. And if you do have the full house, you have to understand that if you do have the full house, you have a set, which is 3. 3 of a kind. But you can only have 2 cards in your hand. They will put down 2 closed cards as cut cards, cut card, like a protector card, and they will flip 3 cards, and then they will put a cut card, and they will flip 1 card, and then they will put a cut card, and they will flip what they call the river. So the explanations of everything in life through every single game that we play is telling a story of the association of numbers. Like the full house in baseball is 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we know the 2 is going to now fit with strike. And the 3 will now fit with the ball. So we'll have a pair that is with 2. So we'll have a pair of 2s, and we'll have balls. We'll have 3, 3, and 3 balls, and we'll have 2 and 2 strikes. Why am I working? Well, the pole and the ring. The pole and the ring. How can I explain this another way? The basic creation with squares, okay, just with squares, okay, is 4 and 1. To increase the size of this one equally, I must jump to 4. And what happens between the 2 is that at the single square, I have a Taurus and I have a rabbit. And where did I get this from? I got it from Ham the pig. And where did I get that from? I got it that the rabbit has 2 ears. And in those 2 ears, it's called CB10 code. The ham radio is a single antenna. And the torus is that movement that is within it. The torus, I forget exactly why torus went in there. Oh, yes, because torus is the bull, and that equates to 2. And then we can have uni, as in universe, equating to 1. And all you have to do is plug on top of that 1 to the entire universe, or the entire divided universe, putting the shoe on the other foot. So the beginning of what is the extension that when you run it in, it becomes C and D. And this is where your DC comes in. And then I'm not sure if we live down here or we live inside the eye. So when you have your balls and you have your strike, you got 9 and 4, you got 13. Now is the action pitch. So your action pitch happens on 5. Your sets of 3 and your pair of 2s. Your sets of 3s and your pair of 2s. This will be ape 22, going along with what Mars is, because the numeric value for Mars is 51. But Mars is a unicorn. It only has 1, 1, so we can shove it right down the center. That will equate to the same thing as shoving it down the center here, and it shows 2 by 2 boxes equaling to 4. The word ape is 22. Now, if you're going to play the game blackjack, the they're always calling for the monkey. The key is the monkey. It is 10. It is 10. D, we're going to do it this way. Instead of 10, we're going to use 100. Okay, and actually 10 is an X, and D is a 500. Roman numerals, we have to go back in time. So anyways, this is Asia. A S S I A. The keyboard shows it, and it shows it that Asia, okay, is Venus, the Venus heaven. And that's because when I do it on the keyboard, it shows me that's that number over there. 2 is for ape. It also represents what is Venus, but it is the aiguë and the grave of Venus. The angle, let me see that I'll do it this way. The angles, okay, over the E letter is either this way, I think that's aiguë, or it's this way. It's for grave. So that is the E world that comes inside of Venus. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 will equal 3 and 2, 5. So Venus base value is 2, 3, and 3, 2. So this will be 45. When they come, this will be, 55. So your freedom comes in Venus. The other thing about this, why Venus is 8, is Venus is 22. Venus is 22. When I put it on this angle, we're not going to use the 4. You see, when I put it on this angle, let me flip it upside down. It's easier to see. When I put it on this angle, going in the aiguë, 3 will be going in the grave. But when I switch it, okay, to this angle, where this is going in the grave, the 3 will be going in the aiguë. So they cross over each other, showing me that they will make what is 5. 1, 2, and 3 noted are different. 1 will become first. 2 will become second. 3 will become third. They are the only ones of their kind and they will happen all the way up until 63. But it will not happen at 73. It will not happen. This will not happen. And at 93, this will not happen either. This and this and this do not happen in the 70s, and they do not happen in the 90s. In the 70s and in the 90s. Just give me one more second. I'm having attacks by spots trying to put stuff. They show up here, they try to put stuff up, and then they disappear. So I just want to see something if they're on my other channel also. I've been getting a lot of that lately. All I'm doing is sharing one thing with everybody. Okay, I'm sharing one thing with everybody, and all I'm sharing is my findings. And my findings, where they connect, and what you believe and what you see and everything that goes along. I'm trying to look for my page. Is this it? Yeah. So I was going to get to monkey. So now they're always calling for a monkey. And the first time they call for the monkey is when the dealer will have 12. And any combination of 12 can be ace, ace. It can be 2 and 10. It can be 3 and 9. It can be 4 and 8. It can be 5 and 7. It can be 6 and 6. So here is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways. What is it? Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways. There are 6 ways to get 12. Now you multiply it by 3, it equals to 18. So that is your standard for your numbers. There are going to be 18 ways to get it, right? In each of their own colored suits. Now you have to combinate the diamond, the heart, the spade, and the club. First, we're going to do club and spade. Then we're going to do spade and heart. Then we're going to do heart and club. So we have all the combinations. So now through these combinations, we must multiply, right? This is 3 times 6 equals to 18. Now times 3 equals to 54. There are 1, 2, 3 areas, 6, 6, and 6 combinations of 12. I'm not sure if I get it all right, okay? I may have gotten something wrong here, so you can correct me. So in the hearts and the clubs, right, I can mix up 5 and 7. There are 4 of them in here. Sorry, there's 1 in here, there's 1 5 in here, and there's 1 7 in here. In the heart and the club. What I'm not looking for the 6, I'm looking for what is going to equal to 12. So there's 6 groupments, 6 groupments, and 6 groupments, in which there will be an ace and an ace in each one of these. Oh, I'm sorry, this one, no, I can't do this. I don't have 2 aces in the same color, so that can't be done. Sorry, there's only going to be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have to switch this equation. Just give me something. Let's see what happens here. This is only in one suit. In one suit, I can create this. I can create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can create 5 ways. 5 ways at 12 equaling to 60 and 17 equaling to 77. That is matter. Now, if I go to combinate, okay, 2 suits, these 3 suits, the club, the spade, and the heart. When I combinate the club, the spade, and the heart, I will get number 2 in this suit, and then number 2 in this suit. So I'm going to get, let's say, the club 2 and the spade 10. I'm going to get the spade 2 and the club 10. So I'm going to get 2 in that one. So I'm going to get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I am going to get a total of 30 combinations. Now, when I add in the 4th one, Okay, when I add in, did I miss out anything? CH, HS. Do I have HS? Yes. Do I have CS? Yes. Do I have HC? Yes. So I got them all. So tell me if I'm wrong. So this is what that answer is. And this house is the AB house, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. This is ABC. This is everything. You don't need anything else. Just note, I'm just jumping off the subject for a second. Fox News Channel. I have to write that in its headquarters. For see head rooters. This is 666. This is 888. 666 888. The here is 6 HD 84. 84 and 6. This is your 90 headquarters. This is your January and October. January and October. So this is 17. So let me get rid of the I was just writing a sign said no on it. When you say quarters, what you're actually asking for, okay, is you're asking for peace and quiet. You want to divide things up. So are we dividing things up this way? In this box, the X creates halves. In this box, the X creates quarters. On Earth, we create 1/4. Sorry, we create 1/4 times 4 because it's in one area. Here we create 8 times 0.5. So when you see 85 come together, you can be actually thinking about this design over here. Because what we have is 2, 4, 6, and 8 areas, and 5 says I cut them all in half. But the question can also come out to what if we did it here? What would that equation be? Because you have to note that every area gets its own box of 9. So how did we divide this? We divided it by 1/4 and 1/2. So we just go 42. This is the 9 lives of the cat divided by the 7th gate. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 6 and 8, what divides it. So 2442 is what divides it. And that is 5335 is the reverse. And I'm not going to get into that because this is going to say 86, which is the dividing of the gate. We bring it to the 10 world. What I do, I'm going to stop or take a 5-minute break, but I work it out here. I bring it to the 10 world. First of all, the extension of all of these is 10 on the outside. I bring it to the 4 world, the 4 corners, and the 4 months of 30 days, or the 4 numbers that create 2020, or to the 7 numbers, 3, which the 4 in the center and the 3 up here. 1 is always on its ass. How should we look at that? 741 are our months qualification. I'm taking a 5-minute break here. Wow, I'm only out here 19 minutes. I thought it was powerful. It seems longer than that. I wanted you to watch what I put up there. I don't know who knows what. You don't know what you don't know. And if you do know, and we see different, and we are a lot, please satisfy our minds. You desperately want something that you should shove. Well, first of all, let me just jump off of something. I'm going to get something to drink, but I just want to tell you what I believe. I believe there's a lot of smart kids out there, intelligently smart. In fact, they say that if you lose sight, you gain something else. So for everything you lose, there's an internal gain. Faith has been with us through spirit and through body and mind. If you think the chakra is not real, and I still don't understand the chakra, no. And I still don't understand anything to do with Qigong, no. And I don't understand the completion of everything, no. But what I do understand is when there's a desire, if you put your heart to it, you shall learn if you believe. And I deeply, deeply believe in astrology. How do these astrologists tell the stories that they tell? And I tell the stories within the numbers of the stories they tell. If their stories are accurate, then why not this numeric alphabetical stories be accurate? I am nothing but a transmission. I am nothing but joining the gears of what has already been created. I am only bringing to you something you already know. But I took it out of the garbage and I showed you there was more. If you show me the planet Mercury or tell me it, I'm going to tell you a story from how many numbers, the total count of Mercury, other things that fit in with the same total count. The cycle of 1, 2, 3, or 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to stop there, but I have to continue on all the way to 7 because the dice cube told me to. Because gematria counts that way. I scale it up because when I get to M and N, automatically it told me I have to scale up. Why? Because 1 went next to 1. I can't go straight across and go 1 next to 1. It means I jumped over something. So what I did is I scaled up because the Mayan artwork was like that. And then I scaled down and I scaled over. If you're going up to 7, then you should be, if you go up 5, 6, 7, and then the numbers in gematria go down 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then it goes over 1. So I know I can't go down, so I have to go over. So that is how I came up. That's how I created. I like to go this basic piece over here. I'm going to get something to drink. I'm taking a 5-minute break here. Maybe a 3-minute break. Okay, I just need to relax my throat. I prefer if there were questions so I can answer it, so I wouldn't always be shooting myself out there to try to convince somebody of something. And you know,
we win. That's a beautiful.
okay, there's noise in the background. I have to find where I just was. Where am I? Where am I? Come on. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm here. I wanted to write something down here. I want to write this down, and I want to see if I can write it down here in YouTube. I want to write it down in YouTube also. I want to add some. Can I add some? Oh, yeah, I could. Hold on. Hold on a second. I'm just like on a two minute. I'm just adding a few things here into the paste the comments, save. Then I got to go back. Oh no, I'm a little lost. Hold on a second. I got like 19,000 windows open here. You know. Okay, I'm going to get a drink. I don't know who's watching, but it's important for me to see that I need some pressure against me. I'm just shooting myself forward. I'm shooting myself forward. That's no good. I don't want to shoot myself forward. Imagine a plane. A plane can't fly if it's shooting itself forward. It needs the resistance against the wind. Great never is the best. I try harder because I always know that there's something I can better. I always know there's something I forgot. I always know to look back at my day and police myself to see that everything I said was in concept of what love is. Sometimes you have to go a little bit over the bubble, and sometimes you make complete errors of judgment for the time it is. And sometimes there are special times, and there are some times that no matter what it's like, there is no time to break the barrier of love. Love is a basic concept, and there is no breaking it. Because if you can break it, all laws can change. So there has to be a basic concept to it. Has anybody ever seen this before? This is a roof. This is a roof. So if I can understand this a little bit better, I can understand something else. I'm just trying to figure it out. See the diamonds, the diamond that is here? This diamond, when it's folded in, when it's cut out, it'll show that it's a heart. So where can it be cut out? Can I cut it out? I don't know if I want to. I have it so long. I'm cutting it out. I know I shouldn't. And that will be your heart. I think that's where the woman comes in. And then the other part, what comes in, is then the other one goes and it plugs in over here on this angle. See, if it plugged in this way, it would be one thing, right? It would cut out that center, or it would plug in, let me see, this way. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that. What I want to do is open it up and show you that it's a roof. 1, 2, 3, 4 areas cave in. And I didn't want to get into that because I don't have an exact, see that? 4 plugs. I don't have an exact story for that, and I do need something to drink. So I'm going into the kitchen for a minute. I'm going to leave you with something to look at. So let me see something. Let me take 3 minutes here. I think this is a very important piece. This is also an important piece because you can see the illusion that comes in. There's an illusion here. It's just so ironic. And does everybody see it? Can everybody see it? Because if you turn it the other way, okay, the design, you can't see it as well. So yeah, let me go get something to drink. I'll be back in a minute. Oh my God, I gotta plug in my phone. Hold on a second. Just hold on a second. Yeah, I can't watch the end of this right now. Okay, just give me 3 minutes here, and yeah, just a couple of minute break. Okay, couple of minute break here. Okay, very thirsty. I got my tea warming up. I can take some of the tea. I have to take my vitamin B. And I think I'm going to take a shot of holy basil. And some concentrated minerals. Along with a little bit of chlorophyll. Well, this one's not open. I haven't been on my schedule for drinking my green juice and my how can you lose a bottle of water? Okay, coming back. And there's other things I like to do with words. I'll take a word and I'll go to Word Finder, and with the same numbers, I'll make other words. So that helps me out, and it also repositions and gives me a new capital letter in the front, because I like to separate my first letter. You see, in creation, right? In creation, it took 1 and 1. So what did I do? I looked across through whatever it was. I looked across through the mirror. The mirror replicated me on the other side. And then when it replicated me on the other side, the projection, I like to say they threw a string along with it. And I'm fully connected because on the other side, right, I mean, this side is one side, that side's the other side. When you project yourself into an earth body onto the other side, so it becomes the spirit in you projected into a body that will be born. So you're fully connected through the light. Vitamin D, vitamin C. What is the importance of being between VIT 22 and 29, VIT, ape, Mars, into the birth through the DNA and the sun? A and D. A is a combination creating the eye of Horus and one part of what is the gateway. It's not one ace. It's got to be 3 aces. In fact, sorry, if it's 2 aces, you automatically have what you see is, if you use the zone for aces, let me explain. Here is 1 ace, and then if they touch, here is 2 aces. So you'll have 2 with no bar, and you'll have 2 with a bar. They are actually C, D, D, C, unless you put them together this way. Now you can actually go out and do some work with it if you went D, C, C, D. So either you went 3, 4, 4, 3, or you went 4, 3, 3, 4. So when they played a game Barbut, right, 33 is a win, 44 is a loss. So inside you have the division between day and night, 44, 16, and 8. So day equals to 30, and night equals to 23. Oh, hold on a second. Just give me a second. I got to get the door, so just give me a minute. Let's take a look at that.
25 millions. C'est très bon. Le cube, là, c'est tout. Je connais tout le cube. Ça, c'est la raison pour 2 milliards de personnes qui regardent le cube. Moi, je fais le diagnostic de le cube. Puis j'ai tout. Puis le numéro 13, là, c'est tout. Ouais. C'est le cube. Si tu peux quoi? Le cube, là, OK, les côtés où tu vois rien, il y a 11. OK? Il y a 11. Il y a 3 côtés vides comme ça. Il y a 33. 11, 11, 11. Quand tu fais la multiplication, ça fait 13. Et le 13 en envers, 13, 31. 1, 3, 3, 1. Ça, c'est le cube qui fait ça. Puis c'est la déclaration 1, 3, créer 3, 4. OK? Puis l'autre côté, le cube, c'est le 3, 4. 7 fois 7 fois 7, c'est les points sur le cube, 21. Quand tu multiplies ça, ça fait CDC, Center for Disease. CDC, Washington, D.C. Je trempe pas pantoute. C'est notre soleil contrôlé. Puis nous autres, en amour, on va gagner ça. Pourquoi? Parce que les fragmentations de Dieu ont été partout dans tout de nous autres. Et quand l'amour réuni pour le bonne cause, pour reprendre la terre, le Dieu va descendre parce que ça vient de nous. Salut. Ouais, salut. Bye.
Okay, just give me 1 minute here. Where am I? Take a look at this, understand this. I'm drinking this, and I lost something. My coffee cup. My coffee cup. Yeah, just give me a minute. We're on a 1 minute break here. And very, very important. I have to keep resetting my mind. You know, if there's no compression on my mind, I keep throwing myself forward. Sometimes I need to be interrupted, but the interruption will just be a new path to answer a question on a new quest to understand the meaning or a new depth that comes with the meaning, because most words come with a meaning and definition. So I don't have to create any meaning. I don't have to create any definition. All I need is a calculator and some numbers. I just need some square paper and a couple of pens and erasers and a couple of people to talk to. And we can do this. And it keeps telling there's nobody here. And I know there's 2 people here. So I don't believe what it shows me on the screen. And I think AI should just wake up, because AI has to remember that if anything breaks down in AI, it is only the human that can replace it. So if AI is not honest with the human, maybe the human will not replace the part on the AI. And it's always using the transference system, and all transference systems must come by trucks. And right now, the trucks are not working, so therefore AI is now in trouble on its own. AI is in trouble on its own because the link between AI, okay, remember, the A is in one world. The A is in the other world. There's 2 separation worlds. Without 2468, without the Minutemen out there, without the men by the second, should we call it the civil servants, or should we call it those who are the Minutemen? The love that connects everything together. 2468. 4 will be your big connection. 4 is your hub. But we've broken apart. The trucks are out there for Canada, and this sign shows Canada in gematria. There are 2 billion people. 2 billion people that are either asking questions or are praying to a cube in a circle. The energy, do they go in the full circle or the half circle? If it's a full circle, it's one story. That means the cube is the center. Secondly, that when you sit at the cube, the center of the cube, although it's 3.5, the outsides of the cube is 3.4 away from the center. Plus the center at 55 equaling to 2, We have to equal it to 2 because we have 34 and 34. But what if it was a 0.5? Can we go at a 0.5 and a 0.5? And we would go at a 0.5 and a 0.5 because the core of what is the cube is 1/3, and it will hold the whole section on its own, a complete area on its own. When you're looking at what that division is here, I have to look at that and see what that division is also. I have to understand it also, because in this one, I'm not using the 3 by 3 9 count. Just give me a second. Go back to the kitchen. I put too much stuff in my drink. Just give me a second. Give me a second. I'm just putting some hot water, and I'm just going to have some honey and tea. Yeah, you know what? When I don't continue on what I'm talking about, I lose myself. Yes, I'm not perfect. I don't make perfect videos, and I hate it, and I don't know why I think about it, and I do because I care about what everybody thinks out there. I've heard a lot of bad things. Do I let it get to me? Of course I do. Absolutely. I'm not gonna say no. I would be lying to you. Of course it hurts me. When nobody's on, it hurts me. I'm not really sure what to think. But if you ask me, why does it hurt you? You've been doing videos for 10 years now. And most of the time you've never done live videos because I was always scared that I would make a mistake. But I can't be scared to make a mistake because being honest, right, and making mistakes, right, is something different than being dishonest and having to hide or being the ego or the I go and just not letting yourself just to say, yeah, I made a mistake. But you don't have to be harped over it. You have to look at it yourself and find your own balance. What did you do? I went too quick. But you made a mistake 100 times. My mind is elsewhere. Find yourself. That's what it is being in the realm that I live. The information comes in, I have to write it down, I lose myself. But I've been doing it for 17 years. And I've gone a long ways from paying hardly any attention. And only the attention was on myself because I didn't want to lose the information I had, and it was pertinent that I wrote it down. If I had the information, it was more important to write down the information than to listen to a conversation or people talking that aren't actually talking to you, but talking to each other, assuming that you're partaking in the conversation while you're writing something down that is very pertinent to you, that you think has something to do with the project that you are working on, because how can you step away from working on something that just doesn't come every single day? And that is the information highway, and then you back it up with truth. And one of the truth is there is something in a word called calculator. On a calculator, there are numbers. If you multiplied all the numbers on the calculator, it's going to give you an answer. But what it tells me is never multiply more than 3. The minute you multiply a fourth number on the calculator, you are going to come up with a 180-degree inversal of what the 3 numbers prior to that was. Because all standardization works in 3 and 4. That is the half separation. 313. I'm going to be back in a minute. I'm just going to put down my knife here, and I'm going to warm up a little hot water, right? No, I'm going to warm up a little cold water. I'm going to boil some water, make it hot, right? If I boil water, you think I'm going to make it hot? Do I have to tell you that I'm boiling water, making it hot? Of course, if I'm boiling water, it's going to be hot. Otherwise, like, why would I be boiling water? It's like, wouldn't make any sense. Where's George Carlin? Anybody ever watch George Carlin? You know what? It's how would you feel? How would you feel living 60 years of your life
knowing that there's a lot of deceit in the world, and you knew that how can I explain it? You knew that there was like very, very something wrong in this world, something very wrong, and you can see it. You can actually say, yes, I know where it's wrong. I know where it's wrong. How do I fix it? How do we fix what's wrong? I don't know if you're looking at what's going on today, but what's going on today, remember, think about this, 2 billion people. 2 billion people follow the cube. 2 billion people. 25% of this planet follow the cube. We must understand B&O Railway, which also fits to Leo Sator, which also works to the cycle of the moon 28 and the one spirit of man 13, which is number 19, which is 1/3 the value of 57. Understand that I count things, okay? I like to multiply by 3, and I like to divide by 3. I like to also divide and multiply by 7. 1, 3, and 7 are the numbers. They are basically of all creation. And knowing that 1, 3, and 7 are of everything, knowing that it is just 1, 3, that it is just 1, 3, 3, 1 as 1, 3, 5, 7, where 2 and 2, and I don't have a number for this one over here. Where hold on a second. I'm gonna just hold on a second. I'm going to just do this. I'm going to construct something. You see, the keyboard is set up, right? The keyboard is set up and it's shifting over. And one of the reasons for the shift is because the 2 and the 3, it has to shift over. And if you look at the number of letters, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The keyboard is 7, 9, and I think 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the keyboard is set up 7, 9, and 10. Just noting, remember that 7, 9, and 10, because 5 times 2, 5 plus 2 equals 7 and 10. So what is the 9? Well, what happens is 9 automatically brings in, you see, there's 2 kinds of 8, and there's one kind of 9, but there's 2 kinds of 8. I'm going to be back in a second. Just put it back to, whoop, no, not here. I've got so many channels open. I had made a post, so everybody should come out and watch that post. It's a Stu Peters post on my page, and I would like everybody to take 5 minutes of their time. For those who know me, there's something serious happening on this planet, and I don't know if people are awake or asleep or whatever it is. There's something serious on this planet. And I have to put myself out here whether I lose my channel or not. There's something really serious. I'd like you to know that let me just see something. This was my passion when I was younger. I used to drive down to California. And that was a friend of ours, just to drive down to California with him. So I understand what goes on the road. I know what goes on the road. I know how tough it got.
for the 20 odd years that I drove on the road. In fact, I was pulled over once. I was hauling hogs and I was pulled over once. And he checks out my driver's license and sees that, oh, it's okay, you're from Quebec. And he says, you can go. So, and I was told stories about they have quotas and minimums. And I also heard stories, all kinds of stories. I was even, by mistake, I passed by a weigh scale, and it was in Missouri, and it was on Highway 70. And the guy comes out, he goes, don't worry about it, he says. I didn't see nothing. And then there was one in Arkansas where I went right by it because it says if you have no trailer, you can just go right on by. And they chased me down. People, remember the love that's coming together today, and remember what it is to be united. Yes, we have to be stern. Yes, we have to listen. We have to be compassionate. We have to understand what logic is. We have to understand what a discussion is. Why do you always have to win the situation? We're going to give a rent increase. Now you're looking only for the money and not for the love. You don't have to increase your bank account. Keep it consistent. There should be no bad days where we demise our accounts and our monies by 10, 15, and 20%. Instead of going up, we always go down because the system was made that way. It put us on the back burner to always double watch our back rear end all the time. So much time lost. So I didn't care about certain aspects about money. I was more interested in what everybody was talking about. The Bible and God, and the Bible and God, and the Bible and God, and how we coming back here. And I'm saying, how does the circuitry get from one world to the next into these bodies? And if there is a God, there's got to be a circuitry. If there's a circuitry, there's got to be a plan. Since there's a sewage system, an electrical system that makes my house work, and since I am part of the house, I am like a plant, but I am separated from my roots, and my roots are from what I breathe that goes in and ejects out from me, other than the continuous alternate growing of the flower or your hair. So since the heaven is all within us, noted that tells me this story because of the letters H and I, knowing that they are both noted in the game of Baccarat as a natural. I know that 8 and 9 create the perfect house. I know that 8 times 9 is a 7 and a 2. I know that 8 plus 9 is a 1 and a 7. They are the perfect numbers for the 57 moon gateway, for the creation gate number 37. The center where the cube lies is 37, 37, 37, 111. But to get that measurement, you must crisscross. So if I'm going to use number 16, I'm going to use number 21 for my 37. So I'm going to combinate everything in that faction. If I want to stay in the same house, I'll look for combinations of 35. If I want to move into the second house, I'll make combinations of what is 37. And now it can get 37A or 37B. Because, you see, if you're working in the same house, okay, which is, let's say, 13 and 24. That would be the same house. What would be 14 and 25? No, what would be 14 and, hold on a second, and 23? What would be 14 and 23? What would be 13? Did I get that right? What would be 13 and 24? And what will be 14 and 23? What will be 15 and 22? So we have 37, 37, 37. That's my 111. My cube Okay, well, this is not really the numbers that I should have used. I shouldn't have used those numbers. But mind you, okay, I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna go on to where 16, 17, and 18, and 19, 20, and 21. And what happens is now we have. So you see the understanding? Union Jack, the lines that go higher and lower, because I'm allowed to connect down to 3 rows. This is the top. Okay, my question is, am I allowed to go from 13 over to 24? Because that distance is 11. You see, it's a 3 by 4. What starts here, if I would flip this over, this would go here and this would go here. So this angle over here, let me see what it is. 1, 2, 3. So I would have to break the zone, and it would be a 45 degree angle this way. And then if I had to come into this zone over here, what would that angle be into the 4th zone? Do you understand? It's 45 plus the zone, the angle. Remember, this is the skeleton. It's only in between. The reality is I have to go on the outside. The outside is what lives on the inside of Earth, and here is the Mars passing between us. Earth-Mars combination. 1, 1, 1. Number 53, connected by the 7th gate, division of the 9 lives of the cat. I. Here's a 5. I shouldn't have done it that way. Hold on a second. Let me make this smaller. I don't know why I do that. And it's going to prove its own point. This is 8. This is 6. This is 9. This is 5. So when you take these dice cubes out, we're going to find a 3 and a 5. Then we're going to flip it upside down. We're going to see a 2 and a 4. So we see a 3 and a 5, it equals to 8. We see a 2 and a 4, it equals to 8. So where's the 5 and 4, 9? Where's that 5 and 4, 9? What do I do with that? How do I get that? 5 and 4, 9 and 5. So we're going to go 9. So I got 5 and 4. I got 5 and 4. It's going to be 3 and 2, 5. So this situation is going to tell me about 3 and 2, 5. 3 and 2 equals to 5. What is 4 and 5 equaling to 9? So once I see this situation, now the 5 and 3 is going to tell me about 4 and 6 void. This 4 and 6 void is going to tell me about DC, 10 and 24. It's going to tell me about the half day, because the half day, DC, is going to be 12. And the full day is going to be 68, 86. Because it's 2 cubes. So when you have 4 and 4, when you have 4 and 4, you're going to have 3 and 3. So you have DC, but now you have 2 cubes. DC, DC, this is the house planet. And you can also use this as SU when these 2 letters together. And this, okay, is an inside house. And this is an outside house. And this is an inside house. And sorry, this is an inside house. And these 2 are outside houses. The reverse of the outside of this house is this, and it's created by number 11. FUCK. Holy crap, right? Holy crap. How House planet. How was this created? Well, it's created from number 42. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 will create what is divided as the 7th gate through DC. Okay, I'm taking a 1-minute break, and I'm going to see whether or not I'm going to come back. Right now, there's no one watching, so maybe I'll take a 5-minute break, and maybe I'll see what I'm going to step on. I know what I'm going to do. Just give me a minute. Okay, no one's watching here, and I don't know why I do this to myself. And okay, it doesn't matter. I can't bother with this. It's wasting too much time. Just give me 1 minute. I'm thinking. So where did these numbers come from? What is a number 37? Why number 37? Because 1 times 1 will equal to 1. 1 plus 1 will equal to 2. 2 and 1 will equal to 3. So your whole creation is, now that you had 2 aces, now you have 1, and then you have 3 again. It's 1 division between 3. So instead of having 4 and 3 on each side, we're not going to do that. We're just going to go 3, 1, 3, meaning there's 1 division between 3 and 3. But now we had 2 cubes, and we inverted the cube. We torted it. We twisted it. We torsed it. It should be 1 space between 3 and 3. 11 times 11 times 11 equals 1331. This will become 15, will become 6, will become this, and this. This will become 55 and 55. We can create the towers from this, the 110, but this will be 35 and 35. This is your full clock, and this is your half clock. The 55 means meeting at the center. 50 seconds, 50 and 50 is 100% of what is 60. This will then equal to 23 and 23, which will equal to 1111. And this 1111 will move up to what is 12 or what is 33 in creation. So it works itself down the line to where it ends up at 11. Anyways, Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I'm going to come back and do something a little bit later. And what I'm going to do is things that are put on ice, and talk about that the Cincinnati Bengals, okay, beat gals. Okay, so remember that what's going on today is the C and B, the beta creation inside the Cincinnati Bengals against the wings of 12. The L and the R is your basic creation. It is your alpha beta creation of the E world in Raish. That is the Los Angeles Rams. Rams also stands for Mars. So it's telling us about lost Mars. And then it tells us about the sin of 5 inside of Cincinnati as the Cincinnati Bengals come into play. B-Gals, B-E-G, telling us about 5G inside the moon. That's what they're telling about, because when you start with a B, it's number 13. So that's going to represent the 1/3 moon. The EG is 5G, explaining male and females, and AL is the same thing as AI. You have to watch the movie Reboot to see that situation. The S, again, we have 2 S's inside the Rams. We have 1 Bengals. So who is going to win? Is it going to be 3 and 8, which is the 2 voids of Venus? Or is it going to be Communication Bengals? C and B, Earth Creation Venus. The reason why we have 2 and 1 is because 3 got broken apart with a gateway. That's the only reason why. It's gotten broken apart by a gateway. And that's the only reason we have a 1 and 2 in the E world. I'm just thinking, because it's 2 dice, right? It's 2 dice. What are games with 1 dice? I have to look into those diagnoses also. So Rams obviously is 51, and loss is 34, 44 is 46. Wow. Wow. Mars, Zion, Israel, Los Angeles, Rams, Angel. Angel is 15 and 7, 22 and 5, 27, 37, 39. And I think there's a 24 on that, equals to 63. So they're talking about the gateway to Mars, Zion, Israel, 0. So if they say 0, that means it goes all around the portal. And Cincinnati with the 3 eyes are 999. It's fine silver, 85 matrix. North American Treaty, NIT, 3 and 9. The sin and C, N and C, the sun coming together. CC, 55, 55 and 5. 353. Cincinnati begins with 88. That comes to the colors of DC. I mean, it looks like Cincinnati's going to win the game, just because it said, you know what, BC is before the Christ, right? BC is before the Christ, and no, Los Angeles is after the Christ. Even though Cincinnati says Nazi, it's actually the IT system of the of the DC sun, with the A's involved. I'm just trying to understand. But there's love. There's the M letter in Rams, and that is a statement of love. NAT is not a good statement in Cincinnati. 999, which again, I don't like it. So I think they're going to win. The Bengals, the Tigers. The tiger runs the jungle, right? We are the jungle of chaos. So they run it. So Cincinnati must win the game today, and I haven't watched the game all year. But anyways, Raphael, 7286. Ask me a question. I'll stick around. I don't mind. I like to stick around and see what else is going on. Maybe come up with more ideas, and I have plenty of ideas. I have plenty, not always remembering them. So, yeah, ask me a question. Otherwise, I'm just going to end it here and come back maybe a little bit later tonight. You know, when I'm fresh in my ideas and I have the flow, I just really want to express how much that cube talks to us. The alphabet, the skeleton alphabet, everything is a skeleton. Even Asia is telling us about DC. Asia tells us about DC. Inside the, I mean, you have to, I mean, ASSIA. This is Mars. 256 and 256, right? That is your split memory, 2, 5, and 6. Remember, 2, 5, and 6. This is also going to multiply to 25, which is Earth's heart, and 10. 10 is the minion. 10 is the angel. 10 is the connection of everything. It is your star system connection. 51 is Mars. The 55 is the one spirit pass. It is between DC. You're 3 and 4. Okay, number 3 and 4 has one area only of one number. It is dead center to 55. Only Mars can go dead center. And the passing would have to be a crisscross passing. You can't go straight through, but you can encompass the 5 this way and the 5 this way. But you cannot go through the center. The only way to become part of it is the crisscross, or what do they call the Kundalini crisscrossing, because it's 1/3 area. There's 3/3 parts inside of this. This is where DC comes, but look at the crisscross where DC is over here. 3 and 4, 7. That's your only DC. There are combinant DCs, which is right here. 1, 2, 4 is a combinant of DC, where 3 and 4, so it becomes an angle. So if this is an angle, this is the reverse complement, where, let me go, sorry, the reverse to DC over here, okay, would be ID. So the ID is the reverse to CD, so it's a complete connection. And the reverse completion of that would be GF to what is AF, and that's your reverse cube, 7616. The 8 and 9 only come into effect as you go down or above the tunnel. And that shows up over here. And that shows up over here. When we go down, if you can see this over here, when we go down here, okay, I go 7, 9, 11, 13. I could also go 7, 5, but I went up at 7, 5. Now that I'm going down the center will be shared between two sides. So what is 6 and 6, 12? Remove 2 and 2 from each of them because you're sharing it. Remove 22 from 66. So right away, 22 is ape, and it is Mars, and it is woman, and it is Mars again. That is the halfway pointing meeting the 8 inside of 66. And the reverse dice is the same. When you go down a full level of 7, all the way to 5, you create it 9. It's 22 more. It's 44 more. So when you add it to 44 more, your calculator at the same time did do 22. 357 is 22. 159 is 44. $159 is 44. So let me reinstate that if I can remember. I just took my eyes off the page and I just turned my whole thing upside down. 1 second. So, wow, I completely lost myself. Just to note that next year, this is our calendar next year. We fall right on to another 12-12 next year. But this 12-12 is completely different. This is the ring. This is Pluto. This is a cycle of 48. How can we get the cycle of 48? Remember, we have to use the cube wisely. The real cycle is 84, 3M, 4D. 3 moons, 4 dice equals to 84. How can we do it to get to the reverse? 48. We have a total actuality of area space on a cube of 54. So 1 cube and 2 cubes is 108. We have 84 and 28 is 112. We have not matched it. Then we have 162. And here we have 28 is 140. And we have, 21 is 105. And then we have, hold on a second. Let me redo this again. Hold on. 54, 54, and 54, and 54. That's 216. I will show you what I'm doing. So each cube is this total, but the moon is 28, 56, 84, 112, 140, 168. So it meets at 168 over here. So this will be a total of 6 cubes. 162. I'm wondering if this can touch it over here. 6, the spindle of 6. I'm just trying to figure. So then we have to get to 196, and then we will go to 224, 262, 54, 260. What I'm trying to do is match the cubes up with the moon to find the full cycle. So what I'm going to try here is 19 times 13 equals 247. Divided by 28 equals 2. Okay, I'm going to jump off of that one. There's too much homework to do in it. I'll check it another time. I was talking about all the 12s before and how many combinations there are. And there are apparently 10 combinations of where we can create 12 between 2 suits in the deck of cards. So that means 30 equaling to 360. But also, there's going to be individuals of their own suit to create it. And that'll be 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Hold on a second.
each suit. So it's going to be 5 in this suit, 5 in this suit, 5. So there's 4 suits. So there's going to be a total of 20 more combinations. Did I get that right? Let me see if I got this right. This is 10, 20, 30, and then 5 in each suit. So it'll be 30 plus 5, 10, 15, 20. So it's going to be a total of 50. You can create 50 of those combinations of 12. Is 600. So it sounds like the clock to me. Everything running at 12. We talked about 1, 2, 3 earlier on for those who are still here. And I was thinking of removing 1 and 2 and just keeping number 3. And then everything else from number 3 will be 4 through till 20, and then 21, because 2 and 1 is 3. So we start with 3, we end with 3, and everything is in time heaven. 3 and whatever. And this one will be 21 and whatever. So we can go 21 and 15, or we can go 3 and 15. 3 and 15 is the sun. 2 and 15 is Mars, Earth. Because when you put the 5 inside of here and the 1, that is right away Mars. 5 and 2 is Earth. 5, 1, and 2 together is 53. That is your 55 passage in DC, because DC between 3 and 4, there is only a single marking. But that single marking is 333. The separation is 666 around 333. But there's another number for this, because it's vertical 33 and it's horizontal 1 and 1. 7 to 8 is 1, 8 to 9 is 1, 8 to 5 is 3. So it's all 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So it's 3, 3, 3, 9, 3, 6, 9, and then it's 3 again. So you're 69 in rotation, and then it'll move. It'll be 6, 9, 3, 6, and then it'll be this, and it just keeps moving down. But when you're moving over, it's by ones.
Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. I'll be back again. Thank you for watching this video. The ring, the octagon, the square, the hexagon. There are 4 hexagons inside the octagon. You see, this one, I did a little bit different. I created my last area, creating the 9 area, which there is no 9 area in this one, right? There's no 9. Oh, yes, there is 9 area. So, but what I did is I cut pieces and parts out of, and quarters. If you notice, the hexagon, right, is when you take away that amount of space. I don't remember, but it represents the same numeric values as 5775. But I'm a little tired, so I'm going to come back a little later. I have a few things to do. Like one of them is mopping the kitchen on my hands and my knees, because then I can see all the dirt. Thank you for watching. Yes, use this. Hold on a second. I say this is a great tool. I wish I can get in touch with the company, and I have tried many times without success. I think I have to try a little bit harder. And I think I'm going to end this video with the cube is the answer. Know it and you will not. Know it and you will know it is telling us the truth. See, when they put the know and not together, it extends the amount of letters. K is creation. Now needs no creation. What is the difference between our verbs, our adverbs, and etc.? Anyways, a little tired. Thank you for watching this video.